Oh, I'm sorry. So shooting the third part. That second part just died because I used the wrong memory card. It was too small. I was just saying that Sal, the game creator, by the way, I liked his original name of his game, Sal's World War II game. Um, you know, he does a good job of distilling a lot of stuff and making sure that the game kind of makes you feel like you're in World War II. I shouldn't say that because I haven't played the whole thing, but when I'm playing parts of it, I feel like, yeah, that's the way it happened. And yet, I feel like I still have the freedom to go do some crazy things. And in this one, I'm going to try to do as many crazy things as possible. For instance, if I'm the Germans, I'm going to make Yugoslavia my ally, no matter what it takes. So, because they got a lot of units, and why not use them for cannon fodder, right? Remember, cannon fodder, that's not good. One thing another thing I didn't show is the politics, and the reason I didn't get to that is because, well, this is like the second or third time I've shot this, and I keep forgetting about that. In there, oh, look at that. You got an area seized. You got a political success, a no event, or a political failure. Those are the four different kinds of things that you can pretty much have happen. In a no event, nothing happens. Well, what you do is you spend production, just like everything else. And here, let's slide some stuff over here. And you spend 5 production points to do your diplomacy, and then you reach into the handy-dandy cup. Yeah. And you pull out your piece, and randomly. And you get a no event, you just ignore it, you lose your 5 points. You get a political failure, your opponent actually gets to do something. You get the seize an area. If you're the Soviets, you're like, sweet. If you're the ally, if you're the Western powers, nothing happens. If you're Germans, you can seize areas. At a certain point, you won't be able to seize areas anymore. And then you get political success, but let's pretend a political success happens. So you're the Axis, and you come over here, and you have a political success with, let's say, I don't know, Hungary. Oops, wrong capital. Bucharest. There we are. And you put that marker there. That does not mean that they're your ally yet. That just means they're leaning your way. At a future time, the allies, the different powers that be, the Soviets, let's just use the Soviets as an example, they can spend stuff and take that off. If they're successful, boom, it's gone. So you might end up throwing that pro-axis marker down and it might get eliminated. But let's say nothing happens and it's pro-axis. So the second turn comes by and you really want them to be on your side, so you reach in the cup and you get a success, and with that you can pull this off now, I think, and now they've activated as a ally. Now they're a German ally, part of the Axis. And there's a Soviet one and a Western one. And just a side note, the Soviets, at a certain point, they're not going to be doing diplomacy, because I think they're going to be trying to feed their hamburger machine. They need more meat for it, so they're not going to be paying much attention to the politics of it. The Germans are going to want to get as many allies as they can, but then again, it opens you up to some things. Do you really want to get some countries as your ally? It might actually be a bad thing. You certainly want the Italians as your ally, because you don't want them as your enemy, which can happen. And you want them, but again, then it drags you into more problems as the Germans. So I just wanted to point that out. Hopefully, I know I'm forgetting stuff, and I apologize. This is my first time I've ever done this. I know I'm forgetting zones of control, but that works with a lot of games. And that's why you can have so few counters, because these counters exert control all the way around them, and therefore you can't just, oh, there's a hole in the line, I'll just, look over here, there's a hole. So on the Polish, I'll just invade through here. Well, you can't do that because they get stuck. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, just a note on solo play. I have been forced to become a solo player. My wife and I, we actually I did. And here's my room. I'm going to show it off a little bit. Yeah. I built this room specifically for gaming because we have all these little kids here, and they're some are older now, and they tend to be disruptive. And our house is actually fairly small, and we have a log house in the middle of the woods, 16 miles from town, and therefore we don't have a lot of people to play games with. And I built this cabinet for all our games. I should say my games. The kids' games are over there underneath this temporary table I made here. And I do Napoleonic gaming, so I got a lot of figures and paints and junk like that, and I got role playing in some of these drawers, and then I got some bigger games over there. And so what my wife and I do is when the kids are in bed, we come down here, and yeah, that's a pile of kids stuff over there. But we come down here, and she does scrapbooking, and I sit here and paint or wargame or do whatnot, and drink Dead Nazis. If you don't know what that is, it's a pretty harsh drink that I tend to like. And when I start this game, I will kick it off with a Dead Nazi. Can you tell which side I favor? I like playing the Germans, but they gotta lose in the end, right? But I won't cheat for them, and I really will play hard for them. But I'll drink a Dead Nazi, and it's just fun. We relax. But when you live 16 miles away from town, and you literally, your closest neighbor is a mile away, and you're surrounded on three sides by state forest. I mean, we have wolves in our backyard that bed down, literally in our backyard. Whole pack of them. Happens about 3-4 times a year. That's pretty out there. I also saw a cougar, some bears, moose, and deer, of course. They're all over it. Piss me off. So I shoot them during hunting season only. But anyway, this is kind of my therapy from regular life and all that. So anyway, I shouldn't say just this game. We play other games. My wife actually plays Twilight Struggle with me quite a bit, and she's going to be playing Has a Glory. I'm not too sure about that game, although it ranks high in Board Game Geek. I don't know how well I'm going to like it. But anyway, this game is cool, and it's coming out, like I said, in early 2014, and on GMT, and I think it sells for $49.99 or $59.99. I'm not sure which. And it's not going to necessarily look exactly like this. I'm sure they're going to clean it up and make it look a little neater, and the map will look a little cleaner. But this is probably for a test map, I'd say it's pretty good. And the chits will look better, obviously. These are just glued on cardboard, but they're pretty good for glued on cardboard. And the rules have gone through lots of modifications, so as I play, I will be looking at it, and I'm too cheap to print off the new ones. I have ones from 2012. I just will be looking at them on the computer, and like I said, the playing aids they look pretty helpful. If you're interested, play Case Blue, Unconditional Surrender Case Blue. It's really quick. You can do it in about 2 hours. Of course, you got to read the rules and figure it out. So give yourself 4 hours, probably. Boom, do it. It'll teach you some basics of combat. If you like it, then you got this whole system. You can download the rules, the playbook. Playbook's about 40-some pages. It's got all the different things. Different scenarios and some other stuff in it, and then of course the the game itself, the rules, which actually most, it's 30 pages of rules, but take out the glossary and some of the other stuff and it gets shorter. So, look for it. Sal is an easy guy to talk to via messaging and email and so forth. He's quick to answer questions. He takes abuse fairly easily, and he's patient with people. So anyway, hopefully I didn't screw up anything, and I know I missed a lot of stuff, and as I play this game I'll point out some of the stuff, more details and whatnot. I'm not going to actually show you how I move units. I'm just going to, not like Enrico, who I love watching this stuff, but I don't think I'm going to spend that much time. I'll just show you little game updates and tell you what happened and show you what I learned, what I missed, and so forth. So I think that's about it. Thanks. Bye.